Hey guys, quick little video. I want to talk about President Obama's reaction to the George Zimmerman trial verdict that just came down over the weekend. Now, as most of you know, George Zimmerman was basically declared not guilty of any charges. It was ruled a self-defense shooting, and I think in general that's a good thing for us gun owners. Now, like I said in a previous video, I do think we're going to see some backlash from this, but overall I think it's a good thing that it was ruled a self-defense shooting. But I want to talk about, again, President Obama's reaction to this. Now, he put out a statement, and I'm going to paraphrase here just a little bit, but of course he starts off the statement with basically saying something along the lines of we should respect the law, respect the legal system, respect the jury, this is the decision they came to, blah, blah, blah. And I get what he's doing. He's basically trying to curb any possible violence that might come from this, riots, that kind of thing. As the president, he has every right to do that. I completely understand he doesn't want to see riots popping up in Florida or anywhere else, and I get that. But then he goes on to basically say something along the lines of how we should pay more attention to gun violence, that we should honor Trayvon Martin's memory by doing everything we can to prevent future gun violence like this. Now, in that statement, which again I was paraphrasing, it's actually much longer than that, he's basically trying to tie true gun violence to what has basically boiled down to a self-defense shooting. Regardless of what you feel about who caused what to happen, I think we can all agree that what happened between George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin was not the same thing as what we see happening all over the place in other parts of the country and other parts of the world where we have true gang violence and drug violence and that type of thing. Two very different things, no doubt. And of course, Obama being the anti-gun nut he is, he's trying to tie the two together. And I expect that from him, but still it was disappointing. But what gets me the most is he talks about honoring Trayvon Martin's memory. Now, we saw this same kind of attitude towards Trayvon Martin last year when he said basically something along the lines of, if I had a son, he would look like Trayvon Martin. And basically he's taken Trayvon Martin and putting him up on a pedestal, making him this special example. And my question is this: why haven't we made a special example of the ambassador in Benghazi? Why aren't we trying to honor his memory by trying to do away with jihadist violence? Why aren't we trying to honor the memory of the over 500 people who died in Obama's hometown of Chicago from true gang violence just in the last year, which by the way was up 38% from the year before? Why aren't we trying to honor those people's memory? I think that's a whole lot more relevant to gun violence or violence in general, and a much bigger epidemic in this country than a self-defense shooting is. But of course that doesn't fit into Obama's anti-gun agenda, does it? Basically what it boils down to is this: Mr. Obama, you are a hypocrite in every sense of the word.